Hello everybody, this is Bazker back again with a Hearthstone video in the Tavern Brawl Series, and this week's Tavern Brawl is Clockwork Card Dealer, and the description is Tinkertown Gnomes are testing their prototype card bot, Optimatron. The card you draw on turn 1 will be a 1-cost card, if you have one. On turn 2, a 2-cost card. So I've already played one game of this, and won. Actually, I've played like 3 or 4 games of this, but only won once, and it was with the deck that I have here on screen. And you just build a deck, and I built it kind of with the intention of, okay, I know I'm going to get a 1-cost card on turn 1, a 2-cost card on turn 2, assuming they're in my deck. So I built that in mind with kind of an idea that I do like a Grim Patron kind of deck. And it's loosely that, I guess, but I did really well with it against the mage that I played, and it's similar to another warrior deck I was playing just before this, and even though I didn't win with it, I was doing pretty good with it. So that's what we're going to give it a try, and we're going to take a look. And I wanted to get one of these videos out every week, for each Tavern Brawl, but Hearthstone had a problem with my ISP. Lots and lots of people were out there complaining at Blizzard because Cox Communications and Blizzard were not talking for some reason on their servers, and so anyways, Hearthstone was basically unplayable, so that's why there's not been a video in the series in a while. Let's just go ahead and get started.
Furion! I must protect the wild. Victory or death!
So as you can see, your mulligan phase, you don't necessarily get any particular cards. It's just a standard mulligan. It's after this, whenever you start drawing your cards, that you'll actually get the cards that meet what you have in your what turn you're on. And I just kind of went with an Enrage Patron style, and then kind of filled it up with some legendaries. I am running, can't remember the name of the card, but it puts the golden monkey into your hand, and you can turn all your cards into legendaries. The card seems to do pretty good in Tavern Brawls, and it's just because it's all kind of random anyways, depending on the brawl. So I got a couple of options. I could play the Warbot, and I could coin out another Warbot if I wanted. That's an option. Another option, in this case, might not be so bad because I'm not sure what other minions he might put down that would be 2 health. I could coin out my Cleave and just take care of these 2 right away. It's a possibility. He could definitely kill 1 Warbot if I put it out there. He would end up taking some additional damage, though. I am going to do the Warbots. This may not have been the best option, but he shouldn't be able to easily kill off both of them. I am slightly out of practice in Hearthstone too, since I hadn't been able to play it for almost a month now, I think. Lovely. Now he's going to go to face. Interesting. So I'm kind of glad I kept the Cleave. That'll give me a little more value this turn. And I think that will be my play. And the option here is do I just hit him for 2, or do I bump this up to a 2 and add 2 more attack, and he could end up doing 5 damage to face. I think I'm going to hold on to the damage card. That's the smarter play, I think. And if you can hear a bunch of background noise, sorry about that. It's really, really hot, and when I'm recording, I close the door on this room, and I've got a couple of fans running, so it gets a little bit noisy in there. Yeah, that works out pretty good for us. Yeah, I think I will. That's questionably a good move. A lot of this just depends on how they built their deck, on whether or not something's a good move or not. And people don't play standard decks usually in the brawls, so it's hard to know So I'm not sure what that card even did. Choose one. Summon a 2/2 slime or gain an empty mana crystal. So I gain an empty mana crystal. I could armor smith, gain armor, and then ping up one of my guys to kill this guy off. That's possible. Or I could play the Berserker. Let him decide if he wants to trade for one of them. I think I got enough board presence that that's what I'm going to do. May not have been the right call. It might have been a better call to actually get rid of that, but I think I'll leave it be. It's going to kill off the Berserker. Not a bad move by any means. So I could have potentially pumped him up pretty good. I think Armor Smith, Armor Up, and maybe just Inner Rage this guy. On the other hand, the way he's been playing, I wouldn't be surprised if he didn't bother killing my guy. I might be better off armor smithing, armor up, inner rage this guy, do face damage, and then that way I'm getting a lot more face damage in, and he's got to make a choice as to how he wants to deal with it. He can either run that guy into here, he could kill it with his hero power, or he could go to kill off the armor smith. We'll go that route. And then we also ended up gaining that one additional armor there.
Where shall I start?
And he's going to go for a charge. That's what I would do. I assume he'll run that 4/4. Yeah. Now, what he should have did is run it into the 4/4 and then kill off my other guy. That would have been the better move for him. So I could play Sylvanas. He could certainly kill it. And he might choose to kill it using both minions, which wouldn't be good for us because we wouldn't pull anything back. I could Patron, but that doesn't really do me a whole lot of good. I could Brawl and get rid of one of the minions. This late in the game, that may not be that bad of a deal. Nah, I think I'm just gonna go for board presence. If he takes it out and I don't get anything, I've still killed 2 for 1, so that's probably the best case scenario.
Answer the call of the light.
Add a random paladin card to your hand. That could be interesting. I would assume he's going face with that. Not the best move on his part. Now I'm guaranteed to take a minion.
Let none survive.
I would have rather had the other one, but that's okay. I'll take that one. And at this point, I really think Dr. Boom is probably the best answer. Grim Patron and Armor Up, so an okay move. He'd probably treat it similar to a taunt. He would, he might want to kill it off without to prevent any major damage. I do have Whirlwind. I do have the weapon with the death rattle on it does 1 damage to all. I also have a couple of warrior cards that'll do some more damage. I think Dr. Boom makes most sense. Indeed.
You are not prepared.
Interesting. He's pretty much got to take out the Dr. Boom, so assume he's going to do it this way.
Time waits for no one.
Really? Gonna run that 8-6? I would. Yeah, I would think so. Really? Okay, I think he may have just given up at this point. So I could do 8 damage to face, no problem. But I mean, the game's in the bag. We've won. We can use our charge there and do 4 damage. I could make it kind of interesting though and run the Boombot into one of his cards and see if I can hit face and kill him without bringing out my Hellscream. Nope. Alright, and there we go. There's how that Tavern Brawl works, guys. So I'm 2 for 2 for this particular deck. I'll go ahead and show the deck a little bit more just so that you can see it here at the end. I didn't really go over it to begin with. And I've said it before. As you saw, I got a quest reward for that, for winning as a warrior. I tend to use the Tavern Brawls for clearing out my quests. It's just a good way to clear them out without actually affecting my ranking or anything. Not that my ranking is all that great to begin with, but it's just a good way to do it and not have to think, okay, I need to do this class in order to get this quest completed, and instead I can focus on actually just winning on the ladder. Same goes for the arena, but that's a little more volatile because you don't know what classes you're going to get necessarily. So anyways, I'm running 2 Enrages, 2 Executes, a Whirlwind, a Warbot, 2 of them actually, Fiery War Axe, a Cleave, 2 Armor Smiths, a Cruel Taskmaster, an Acolyte of Pain, 2 Frothing Berserkers, an Iron Forged Rifleman, a Raging Morgan, a Deathbite, that would be the weapon I was talking about a few minutes ago, an Aberrant Berserker, if I didn't mess that up, 2 of those, Elise Starseeker, which would be the card that puts the Golden Monkey into your deck, which is a taunt, and that taunt, when it dies, if I recall, or maybe on Battlecry, I don't recall, I think it's a Battlecry, it'll turn all your cards in your deck and hand legendary. I'm running a Corkron Elite, it's a charge, Arcanite Reaper, a Brawl, Grim Patron. Probably could stand to put another Grim Patron in here and drop one of the other cards. I'm not exactly sure which card I'd drop offhand, but that certainly would be a good option, I think, for this. Alotheb, Sylvanas, Dr. Boom, Gormish Hellscream, and Ragnaros the Fire Lord. Which, oddly enough, the golden version is the only version I own. Opened it in a pack. So, anyways, that's the deck. Pause on the individual cards if you want to read them over a little more. I think I went slow enough on them that you should be able to do that without any problems. If you got any questions on how the Tavern Brawl works this week, let me know in the comments, and I'll be glad to answer them. And yeah, like, comment, subscribe. Feel free to share the video, and I'll see you next time.